So I came out here today, and the mama limpkin has one baby. I can't... Oh, he's hiding behind the moss. I see him. There he is behind the moss. He's almost as big as his mom. He makes really sweet little calls. She really likes our bank right here. There's a lot of mussels in the mud right there. And to the right of me is the cypress tree where there's a lot of cypress knees, which gives them good protection. Gives them places to hide, get away from predators better. Oh, he's awfully sweet. Maybe we'll hear him call in a minute. There's the little limpkin baby. He's almost as big as his mom, but not quite. Last year she had 3 that survived. So hopefully... Oh goodness. He doesn't like me being here. He's a little nervous. Oh, she found something for them to eat. She's a really good mom. So here's Mama Limpkin searching for mussels in her favorite spot, which thankfully happens to be on my property. She's been fishing the spot for about 30 minutes, and she's been eating one mussel after another. She periodically lifts her head to check for danger while she's digging for the next mussel. In that 30-minute period, she probably had about a dozen mussels. So it's a very good spot, and she's very good at what she does. This is definitely her honey hole for mussels. Once she gets one, she takes it up to the bank and holds it with her foot with the hinge side up, and then she starts stabbing with her bill at the hinge to break it loose. Once she breaks it just enough to get her bill in, she will use her bill to pry the mussel completely open. And then she gets the prize inside and eats the entire mussel. And then turns around and goes back into the mud for another mussel. She is a very successful hunter. I'm sure her baby is watching and will learn the same skills that she has. And he will continue fishing the canal for mussels just like his mother did. And his mother does. Hopefully she's around for many years to come, because I really enjoy watching her fish the canal. All right, well, this is her pile of shells after she got done hunting and eating. There's about a dozen mussel shells and one apple snail shell. So she had a very nice meal right there from that muddy patch, that tiny muddy patch on my property. Well, I took a risk and came out from behind the shrubbery. And they're still here, so she's getting used to me. Oh, the baby cat's a little snail. I've noticed he kind of just carries snail shells around. He knows it's food, but he doesn't really know what to do with it. And the mom's gonna take a preening break. Those are my limpkins. Or not my limpkins, Mother Nature's limpkins. But these guys live on my canal. And it brings me so much joy to watch them. Let's see if I can see her pile of mussel shells. Gets them out of the canal and then she puts them on the bank and opens them up for her and her baby. Right at the end of my seawall, there's this really nice muddy little area. And it seems to be filled with mussels because I've watched her over here so many times. I have no idea what kind of mussels they are, but the limpkins love them. I hope you get a chance to see some limpkins because they're really beautiful water birds. So here's the baby limpkin. She had brought him a small snail. And I guess since he's still learning how to get the insides out of the shells of the snails and mussels, he just kind of carries this one around, and every few minutes he'll attempt again to get the insides out of the snail shell. So it's just a baby learning how to eat, but his mother is showing him the best places for food and how to get the food. And now if he can just master how to get into the mollusks, he'll have an egg. See the baby there, yes. Here's a sweet little baby call. That's the baby testing out his foraging skills. They feel around in the mud for mussels with their toes. Kind of like wood storks. I've seen wood storks do that. And that monstrosity is no Muscovy duck behind us. So I'm battling Muscovy duck noise and airplane noise. But it's so worth it to be able to watch this beautiful baby limpkin. So if you create your habitat with this much structure for them to hide in, it can be difficult to video them. She brought him a pretty big mussel, so I think that's maybe what he's working on. Oh. So that's her call. So I think she's calling him over to the right to get him away from me. That's what a limpkin sounds like. When you hear something screeching like that, it's a limpkin. They can be quite disconcerting. The mom, this is one of her favorite. See, she got a giant mussel right away. She's so good at that, and I'm so glad that my property has that resource for the birds. It's really wonderful. Now, if I could just get the neighbors to stop spraying Roundup and pesticides everywhere, because I'm sure it's pretty polluted. So Momma and Baby are getting lots of food. That makes me really happy. Just let nature take its course and let it be, and not try to control it. You'll create beautiful habitat that the animals visit every day, because this is what they want. Natural habitat. Oh, the mom got that one. She didn't let the baby get that one. It's hard work being a mama limpkin. She's an expert mussel hunter. There's the baby limpkin. And a boat-tailed grackle. Something splashed in the water and has this grackle interested. Oh, we can't reach it. It looks like he dropped something. He must have been up in a tree eating something. dropped it in the water because it was a splash. That's a dangerous game, little grackle. I had about a 3-foot alligator come through the yard yesterday. I looked out my window and there was just this 3-foot alligator strolling through the yard like it owned the place. And right here at the edge of my canal, we have a lot of really large alligators. Okay, I think the grackle's giving up. Let's see if we can get the baby Limpkin to make some more sweet noises. So his mom's right there. He's been hard to video because he hides behind everything. And it's so humid today. Oh, that's a nice stretch. It's hard work being a Momma Limpkin. Oh, there's the baby stretching. I'm glad I can provide them with a safe place to hunt. That's one of the most wonderful rewards in making a wildlife habitat. Is getting to visit with the beautiful wildlife that come to my property. Everyone else trims their property to within an inch of its life, so there's no cover for them, there's no food. But I like to leave things nice and natural so the animals have hiding places and foraging places and nesting places. That's what creating a wildlife habitat's about. I'm doing it for them, not for me. Because, as you know, habitat is being lost at an alarming rate. We're losing species every day because of habitat destruction. The overpopulation of the planet is causing such a demand for human habitation that the animals are getting pushed out. So every little bit helps. If you create a wildlife oasis in your green space, that will help a handful of animals. Oh, he wants to be next to his mom so bad. He's like, oh, I'm scared to jump that far, Mom. I think I'm gonna fall in the water. I guess she knows what she's doing because she's got a little bit of an isolated spot right there. So she can actually get a break from taking care of the baby. Unfortunately, I had to take the original soundtrack out because there was a seaplane overhead and then a car drove by, so it was really bad audio. But this is the mom. She got a giant mussel out of her favorite spot, and this is how she gets them open. She sits them in the mud, and then she bangs at the hinge, and she gets like a little space open between the shells, and she puts her beak in there and pries apart. It's quite a bit of work for these poor little birds, but she gets beautiful, big, juicy mussels out of every one of these guys. So this is the end of my seawall right here. And there's a nice muddy bank right there. And apparently it's a very nice spot for the mussels to grow, because the limpkin has been using this spot for quite a few years to harvest lots of mussels. I have seen her get so many mussels out of this one little area. And it's just because I've left the cypress needs to grow, and I've left the vegetation around it to grow. So it's created a nice, safe foraging spot for the limpkins. Because on the right, I have some Elaeotaster that gets about 4 feet high. So she gets this sweet little cove right here to hunt in, with quite a bit of protection from predators on the land, but there are quite a few alligators. But I think she's pretty diligent in keeping an eye out for alligators. Hopefully she is. I mean, this is the 3rd or 4th year I've seen her, so she's not banded, but I'm pretty sure it's the same one. Last year she had 3 babies. This year she only had 1 so far that survived. And they're just really enjoying the spot. Enjoy your green space. See you soon.